What's going on, guys? Hope you guys are having a good week and you're staying safe out there. Today I've got a gas line I need to install for a generator, then a couple service calls after that. Let's do some work. All right, so this is the generator here that we're going to be putting right there. Now, once the electrician gets here, we'll get this moved over, set in place. Then I'll be able to figure out where I'm going to stub my gas line out. I've already ran the flexible gas line from the main all the way over to this point. So basically today, all I have to do is just make my penetration through the wall and connect to that flexible, get it all bubble tested. Should be good to go.
I've never seen anything like it. It's crazy.
All right, so the rain has just now come in and the radar's showing there's gonna be thunderstorms basically for the rest of the day. So this job's gonna have to be postponed. I'm gonna go ahead and head on to my service calls, which is about 30 minutes away. So I'm hoping the rain's not gonna be there, but I'm just gonna go and check it out, see what I find. All right, so the customer is saying that on both of these units, actually, the thermostats are blank inside and they're not getting a display, nothing's running. So I'm gonna check the line voltage real quick and see what's going on. 215. One bad fuse there. Yeah, I got 208. We're good there. .24 volts. I'm gonna go inside and look at the thermostat on this one and see if it's even powered up. This one seems to be fine. I think that might be the one that we have the issue with. All right, so this one's dead. That's the one we had the fuse blowing on. Let's check this other one here. Yeah. So it's powered up because I turned the power off to turn it back on, so this one should be fine. I'm gonna go look at the other one and see if I can figure out why the fuse is blowing on that one. Could be just a weak fuse, but I'm gonna go ahead and check everything before I swap the fuses out. All right, so this lower disconnect is actually redundant. You've got a 30 amp breaker right there that comes right here, then through these 30 amp fuses, then it goes into the package unit. So what I'm gonna do is I just bypass these fuses for right this moment. That way I can test everything out. But really that's not necessary since you've got your breaker right there. I went ahead, took the panel off, checked everything to ground. I'm not picking up anything. I went ahead, checked all my connections, make sure they were tight, looks good. Went ahead and checked all the capacitors while the power is off. Everything is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn the power back on and check it out. All right, so this unit here, the thermostat is bad on it. I got 24 volts going to it, and it says it's loading, like it's trying to turn on, but it never actually loads the software and never comes back online. So those are some kind of finicky thermostats that the customer had purchased a while back ago. They basically they hook up to their Wi-Fi at this church where they can control them from a computer. So anyhow, they're really finicky, and sometimes they just don't power on like they're supposed to. So I'm gonna tell them they need to replace the thermostat on this unit. And then that one is the one that had the blown fuse on it. So I basically just bypassed that secondary disconnect. There's no reason for it. And checked everything out. Everything seems to be working fine. Checking the superheat, amp draw, all of that good stuff. And I don't see any issues right now. I'm gonna let it run for a little bit longer and just see if it gets down to temp. But no overamping, everything seems to be looking good. All right, so that's it for those 2 units. I've got one more unit to look at that's across the property on the main part of the church. There's an RTU that keeps having a fan failure, so I'm gonna go check that out. All right, so this unit had an alarm for a fan failure. So first thing I did is come in here and check the blower section here. Here's the actual switch. I went to check across it and noticed that it came right out. So what I did is I traced down the wires, looked at the schematic here, and found it here. It's labeled the AFF, which is an active fan failure. So that's the switch that dictates the fan failure status. All right, so it's too late to get the part today. It's a little bit after 5 o'clock, train is closed. They're not using this unit right now anyway. The church is pretty much closed down for now. So I'm just gonna get the part tomorrow morning, come back, put it on, and get everything tested out. All right, so for a recap, this RTU had an alarm for a fan failure. So when I went up there, removed the panel to the blower section, I found that the fan failure switch had basically just came loose, and there was no way for that diaphragm to actually open up that normally closed set of contacts. So it's too late in the day now to go get the part. I'm gonna go get one tomorrow and come back, which is cool because you know, they're not really using this church right now anyway, and that particular part of the church, the unit is not really functional. They just wanted to get it fixed. So anyhow, I'll be back tomorrow with the part and then check it all out, make sure everything's good to go. Well, that's it for me, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. Give me a thumbs up if you like what I'm doing. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching. See you guys on the next one. Woo!